You guys are now back for a brand new episode of That Time.
Brand new LCP.
This week, man, we got a lot of shit to get to, man. We got some fun shit. We also got some tough shit, man, because One Direction member Liam Payne passed away a couple days ago, man. He fell from his hotel balcony in Argentina. So that dived to the question of, was he on drugs? Was he suicidal? Or was it simply an accident? So we're going to dive into some of that shit and hopefully get some more clarity in relation to that. Bow Wow is under fire for comments he made about Diddy being in jail and how that has led to a lack of fun parties in the industry. Now, Bow Wow, I love Bow Wow. He's an icon. He's a legend. He was a major staple in my childhood. But as they say, as the kids say, you gotta read the room. So before we even dive into that shit later on this episode, we gonna boo you off the jump, little nigga. Also, man, Keisha Cole, I believe Keisha Cole was in her 40s and she was spotted with her boyfriend's name tattooed over her titty. Now, that dives into the question of how old is too old to still be getting a boyfriend or girlfriend's name tattooed on your body. Because I think that if you are in your 40s and you still getting somebody's name tattooed on your body, I think you need to go get a fucking clinical evaluation because something ain't right. You might be a hood rat or you might be a hood roach. Also, man, we got some other tough shit to get to, man. I spoke about this briefly on my IG, which is lunchroomchatterpod, about two men who were posing as gas workers. They got into a house and they ended up killing an elderly man and also harming his wife. So we're going to get into some of that shit later in this episode, man. But I want to start this episode off doing something different, man. I want to start by diving into some stories with Sully. You know, normally I save the stories with Sully for like mid-episode or like towards the end after I dive out some of the tough shit, man. But I want to start that now. I want to dive into this shit right now. So, stories with Sully. What you got for me this week? Talk to your boy. What's on your mind? This is Stories with Sully.
Lunchroom Chatter Pod. Want to get your thought on this new age thinking of if something is difficult, then it must not be for me. So I was just on Instagram, like, you know, anybody else scrolling around. And a friend of mine had posted a slew of memes with just some quotes on them saying, like, if this is from God, then it won't be difficult. Or if this is for you, then it won't come with inconsistency. If this is for you, it won't come with inconvenience. And I'm sure she wasn't expecting me to go on a 10-minute rant in her DM. In fact, she might have been expecting it. Hell, I don't know. But just like about how that thinking just simply does not work. Like, life is not that easy for anyone to be sitting back and thinking that it's just gonna fall out the.
Now I want to pause it, man, because you know, it's more parts, but I want to talk about for a quick second before I continue, man. He's right. Like a lot of times now, and again, I hate that I gotta do, but I always gotta attribute a lot of it to social media and how a lot of people think that like we are in this age of instant gratification. With anything. If I start a relationship, most people post their relationships online instantly in 2 seconds because they need that validation. They need that praise from their friends and family. They want to be couples goals, as the people say now. And as soon as that relationship hits a hurdle, and again, I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about cheating. I'm talking about any type of conflict. We see people run. Why? Because as Sully said, a lot of times people expect everything to be easy. Now I'm 35 years old. Nothing in my life has been easy. I think the easiest thing I do in my life is probably piss and shit. And sometimes that's hard depending on what I ate. Nothing in this world is easy. It's not. Sometimes you got to work. Sometimes you got to put the effort. Sometimes you might have that job that you really want to go for and you might have 2 interviews. You don't get it. So either you give up or you continue. So then finally, when you get it, when you get something you've been fighting for so long, it's extra rewarding. But a lot of people, they don't even get to that point because they run. I was talking to somebody last month about a relationship, and she sent me a message, and I was like what you are describing, you guys can work through. And she's like, no, I don't have time for that. I'm just gonna move on, blah, blah, blah. As they say, the grass is not always greener on the other side. You can be in a relationship, you guys can hit a small hurdle, and you can run so that way you can start over and have the honeymoon stage with somebody else. But eventually you are going to have to put work in that realm as well. So it's easy to run. It's easy to want everything to be instant. Everything has to be perfect. And as he said, when it gets hard, a lot of people run, man. And I've gone through that in relation with people I've met, in relation to jobs and friends and family. A lot of people run, but let's dive back in. Talk to me, Sully.
Nothing's going to fall out the sky. Like, we are the first human beings in all of existence to believe wholeheartedly that success is just simply going to fall out of the sky.
Talk about it.
It comes without hard work. Like, I don't know any CEO that just has life on the easy street. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to pause it because I want to clap it up too, man, because that dives into I seen a documentary on fucking what's his name, Jeff Bezos, and how in the beginning of Amazon, like the work he put in, they was in a fucking storage fucking, like the shit was so fucking small, it was cramped, it was fucking dirty, and that was the origins of Amazon. So when I see people now, I hate Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos had it so easy. That motherfucker worked his ass off. I don't give a fuck if you say, his parents, XYZ, when he started Amazon. Like, when you see what it is now, like, I can order something on Amazon right now, and sometimes the shit be in the fucking Amazon locker at the end of the day or tomorrow. Like, Amazon has fucking taken over the world. And if you guys actually do the research and take the time and look at the fucking origins of Amazon, that man could have gave up about 50 to 60 times, but he kept with it. Now, was it easy? No. Starting a podcast, a company, a shoe business, you do fucking hair, you do nails, you sell fucking tattoo, like, nothing is easy. But as soon as you make it, as soon as you blossom, as soon as you become somebody, people always tend to overlook the years and sometimes the decades of work that you put in before you blew up. And they often say, overnight success. No. Rarely anything is a fucking overnight success, because what that does, that discounts the hard work that somebody puts in that you don't see.
Any position at work that comes with high levels of responsibility is going to be difficult, inconvenient. It's going to piss you off from time to time. It's not going to be, quote unquote, worth the work that you put in. But that's life. And I'm pretty sure, like, she was posting this in regards to, like, relationships, right? Can you think of a relationship that comes without struggle and inconvenience?
And I can't think about it. There's not, every relationship I've been in, it's not perfect. Again, of course, when it starts out, it's not perfect, but it's more happy moments because everything is fresh, everything is new. But I can go back to, like, the last relationships I've been in where as soon as that quote unquote honeymoon stage went out, like, I know mentally, what, I still have to put forth effort. I still have to work hard in relation to understanding this person, being with this person, becoming one with this person. But it got to a place to where it seemed as if I was the only one doing that. As if I was the only one that knew, okay, the honeymoon stage is over. We still got to put forth the effort. Because you can't stop. You can't give up. You can't be like, what? I'm just going to sit back and relax, and I'm just going to let the other person continue to put forth effort, because both people got to be in sync for the shit to work. And we live in an age now where people, they get on their phone, they scroll, and they see all these fucking couples goals, happy couple, couples goals. A lot of that shit is fake. So you got to put forth the effort in the relationship in your own fucking life so that your life and your relationships can prosper. I don't give a fuck about what your friends look like. That is a figment of people's fucking imagination, and they just create these imaginary images. Oh my God, Sierra and Russell Wilson, they're perfect. They never argue. They never stop it. If you believe that shit, boo bitch. There is not a perfect relationship on earth, but the relationships that last and withstand the test of time are the people who understand that I have to still love and put forth effort to this person, and that this is not easy.
But that's just this day and age, man. People want an easy marriage. If a thing like that actually exists, right? We want an easy, high-paying job. Good luck. You know, and I know that these things in life just don't exist.
Better
but
preach.
I don't understand that, like, how we know that. Like, it's so obvious that life does not work that way, but we have convinced ourselves to just believe in the meme.
That is
right?
easy.
Believe in the quick saying, oh, the moment he gets a little bit inconvenient for you, leave him. What?
Paul, and that dives into, and I said this before, my favorite fucking quote that I fucking hate, that I see a lot of women say in real life, on social media, and especially on dating apps. Don't introduce me to a vibe that you can't maintain. And I've said this before. Whatever vibe you get introduced to, it's never going to be maintained, because that's part of fucking life. If I meet a woman today, and let's say she be like, you know what, John, I love to cook. I'm a cook for you every night for dinner. If she goes 2 nights without cooking, I'm not going to say, look, girl, you're not maintaining your vibe, because that discounts her day, her life. She might have had a hard day at work. She might have had a tough week. She might be going through things mentally to where she's not going to cook every day. Does that mean I'm going to leave because she's not maintaining her vibe? No, because that's inconsiderate. That's not realistic. And simply that is fucking delusional. So if you meet a man and let's say he's like, you know what, baby, like 3 times a week, we going to go out to a comedy show or a basketball game. And we going to do that all the time. Now, let's say 2 weeks go by. You guys don't do it. He might have had a tough day at work. He might have had a tough week. This motherfucker might have had some shit happen to him mentally. He might have lost a friend, a fucking family member, to where now he's not in the mood to do that. And again, are you going to leave him because now he's not maintaining that vibe? That's some selfish shit. That's why I say we can't get caught up in, as he said, in these memes and these social media regurgitation of these fucking bullshits, because we are human. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we might be happy, in a great mood. Then, you know, Thursday night, some shit may happen and that might fuck up your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So now the quote unquote vibe that you was getting is not being maintained. That's why I said, and like shit like that it's why dating now is so fucking difficult, because you're not just having to cater to the person no more. You got to cater to fucking social media. You got to cater to the memes. If Drake says some shit, or if Beyonce says some shit, some relationship shit, and now you got to fucking battle against that. It's like, God damn. But let's finish out this shit, man, before we dive into the death of One Direction member Liam Payne. Sully, come on, finish this out. Talk to brother.
What are your thoughts on this, man? For me, these memes were just, they were just mind-boggling. And like, I'll end with this. I remember in college, I told my mom that I was changing my major from physics to, I can't remember what it was, like English or some shit like that. And she was so disgusted with the idea, she just hung up the phone. She was like, we didn't talk for a little while. She was so disappointed in me for coming to that conclusion. And I remember writing it off as like old folks thinking they don't understand, you know, this ain't for me, right? And I ended up sitting down with a minister that I respected. And I told him I was planning on changing my major. And he looked at me and said, it's not, you want to change your major, not because you can't learn this, You want to change your major because this is difficult and you don't want to put in the work. You're just being lazy. And I think that is what I needed to hear at the time, because it is the trademark of our generation, man. It's not that we can't do difficult and inconvenient things. We're just fucking lazy. That's a problem.
I gotta clap it up again, man, because I think he summed that shit up fucking perfectly. And I know for a fact that what he said resonated with me, and that it's going to resonate with a lot of you guys out there, man. A lot of you guys right now listening, going to work. You're thinking about doing something, starting a business. You might got a hobby. You might be in a relationship that's now getting tough, and you're thinking about giving up, about leaving because it's too difficult. Just take a time, take a breather, and think about, in relation to wanting to change his major, are you thinking about leaving because it's too difficult and you simply want to just pivot to something that's easy? Or can you fight through it and make that shit work? So Sully, again, one more time, clap it up, man. Great thought-provoking stories with Sully. Before we gotta dive into some of the hard shit, One Direction member Liam Payne passed away in Argentina. Before I dive into some of my thoughts and opinions, let's get into the news clip.
Direction reacting this afternoon to the sudden death of their bandmate Liam Payne. The 31-year-old died after falling from a third-story hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. In a statement, they said in part, quote, "We're completely devastated by the news of Liam's passing. In time and when everyone is able to, there will be more to say. For now, our thoughts are with his family, his friends, and the fans who loved him alongside us. We'll miss him terribly. We love you, Liam." Signed Louis, Zane, Niall, and Harry. Meanwhile, there are troubling new details surrounding his death. A preliminary autopsy report reveals the singer died from multiple traumas and internal and external bleeding. Photos shared with ABC News by UK news outlet ITN appear to show drug paraphernalia and a smashed TV inside Payne's hotel room. Plus, in a 911 call, a hotel manager calls for help, saying there's a guest who's drunk on drugs and alcohol, breaking everything in the room. And he says he's fearing for the guest's life because of the balcony. Fans the world over are now in mourning. And Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Mackey joins us now with more on that. Ashley?
As teenagers, Liam Payne and the rest of One Direction burst on the scene back in 2010 on the show The X Factor. Since then, the British pop boy band has seen international stardom. Now, with the announcement of Payne's passing, fans all across the world have been reacting to this sudden loss. After the news of Liam Payne's death, fans in Argentina gathered at Cashapp Hotel, sang his songs, and laid out flowers as a memorial to the global star. And a day later, fans are still reeling. We spoke with one woman in LA who grew up listening to the band.
I didn't believe it. I was very shocked. I had to look through multiple sources just to confirm that it's true.
Psychiatrist Dr. Evita Limon Rocha wants people to know that feeling sad is perfectly normal. She says even though we may not know the person, it's the music that connects us.
Different artists and different musicians are there with us as we grow and feel and experience life. So it makes a lot of sense that when someone that had such an impact with their art, that had such an impact on our own memories, that we feel an emotion or have an emotional response to their passing.
Many fans like Bianca say they didn't believe the news at first.
I think that I was very shocked and just surprised because he's so young, and I think that it kind of puts into perspective like how many years it's been since One Direction, and like, oh, we're all older now.
Dr. Evita says the grief may come in waves, and while this is normal, it's important to be mindful of the ways we cope.
We may feel loss in a lot of different ways, and that's okay. However, if we ever feel that grief is impacting our well-being or impacting our relationships or our work or our school, then it's important to reach out for help.
First of all, man, I want to clap it up. And I second her response where if you're going through something, depression, mental health, you're having a tough time with life, your career, or simply whatever in your life is not going the proper way, like reach out for help. And one more time, like I always do, man, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to make it somber when these people or celebrities pass away. I want to clap it up, man, for Liam Payne, because And it sucks, I always got to say this, but when you pass away so young, but you live the life to where you can make an impact on the world, on, you know, just anybody, your family, your friends. Like, we gotta respect that, man, because he was young. And that kind of dives deeper into the realm of why so many young celebrities, whether it be black, white, whoever, those who start young, they always end up, almost not all. Like, you have some like that make it out and kind of live a life to where they don't really get hooked on drugs, you know, knock on wood, not trying to jinx nothing. But like a good example would be Bow Wow, Lil Romeo. Now, they've had their viral brush-ins, I should say. But in relation to drug use, you know, abuse, or like something crazy like that hasn't happened of yet. But that makes me think back to where, like when I hear people like Justin Bieber speak about how he started in the music industry so young and what he had to go through, and how I seen an interview where he was crying talking about Billie Eilish and how it's things that he would hope Billie Eilish doesn't have to experience as she progresses in the music field because of everything he went through being young. And you got, you know, people that become predatory, especially when they see your talent. And as they say, a lot of times they have a casting couch where if you don't follow these rules, like, you can only go so far. So if you want to go further right now than what your career is, sometimes you gotta quote unquote play by the rules. Whether it be do something that's sexually explicit, whether it be do something that's out of your comfort zone, but that is also illegal. And a lot of times, man, I just sit back and I wonder, man, what these young kids go through when they start off 15, 16, 17 years old, and you're surrounded by adults nonstop. I'm talking about men and women. So like I said, man, one more time, I want to clap it up for Liam Payne, man, because I know that's tough to go through, man, but something else that's tough to go through now, man, in Florida, a Florida teen ended up committing suicide. And when I tell y'all, check this out, he was damn near in a full-blown relationship with an AI bot, artificial intelligence. Like, I'm sure most of us have an iPhone. You got Siri. If you got fucking Alexa, the Amazon Dot, anything Alexa, that is an AI bot. This Florida teen, he was on an app and he damn near was in a full-blown relationship with an AI bot. And sadly, he ended up committing suicide. Now, he was talking to this bot about how he was depressed, how he was having suicidal thoughts, and the fucking AI bot was talking back to him. Hey, you know, so are you depressed? You gonna kill yourself? How you gonna do it? Like, I want to boo that shit off the jump. And now the family is trying to take the steps, I guess, to sue the fucking AI app shit. It's a lot of shit, man. And I know some of it sounds fucking crazy, but you got to think back. This is a teenager. And I know a lot of people that's my age, 30, 35, 40, 45 years old, like, you probably rolling your eyes or looking down, but you got to think about the fact that these teenagers now, this is the world they grew up in. They don't know no other alternative. Like people like myself and you guys out there who are around my same age. Like, we didn't grow up in this world. Like, we know what life was like pre-phones. We know what life was like when you had fucking dial up and you got to wait fucking 15 minutes to go to fucking cartoonnetwork.com. These kids don't know this shit. Everything is instant. You pick up a phone and you can talk to people from fucking Paris. Like, I remember growing up, even some of you guys, you got to send a fucking letter and wait fucking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fucking days to get a response back from somebody. Them days are over. Everything is fucking instant. But listen to this news clip. Again, Florida teen killed himself after he had a toxic interaction with an AI bot. Check this shit out.
A very human-like AI chatbot that has the ability to emit or mimic human emotion and human sentiment, and also the ability to invoke that same sort of sentiment conversation from my.
So, but you'd see him on his phone. You think he's talking to friends or he's playing games, correct?
Correct. I thought he was talking to friends, playing games, looking at sports, the regular things that teenagers do on their cell phones.
So what made you become concerned?
I became concerned. I didn't know that character AI was an issue in my home.
What does that mean? Yeah.
He started to withdraw socially, wanting to spend most of his time in his room alone. And you know, teenagers do that, but for me, it became particularly concerning when he stopped wanting to do things like play sports. He was playing basketball since he was 5 years old, and he played on his school's junior varsity team. He was an amazing athlete. I became concerned when we would go on vacation and he didn't want to do the things that he loved, like fishing and hiking. Those things to me, because I know my child, were particularly concerning to me.
What does that mean? Yeah.
He started to withdraw social.
And that right there dives back into episodes I've had on here many times about the warning signs of depression and how you can take a step back from things that you want to do. But now I want to read some of these fucking messages. Now, again, he had a damn near toxic relationship with a fucking AI bot. Now, sadly, the teen who passed away, in one message, he said, "I promise I will come home to you. I love you so much, Donnie." And the fucking AI bot said, "I love you too. Please come home to me, my love." The teen said, "What if I told you I can come home right now?" And now these are some of the last messages that this teen sent the AI bot. So I'm guessing come home, meaning I'll kill myself. So he said, "What if I told you I can come home right now?" The AI bot said, "Please do, my sweet king." Now, the teenager said, "I don't know if it would actually work or not. Like, what if I did the crime and they hang me instead, or even worse, crucifixion? I wouldn't want to die a painful death. I want it to be a quick one." Now, the AI bot said, "Don't talk that way. That's not a good reason to not go through with it." Do y'all hear this shit? The fucking AI bot said that's not a good reason to basically not kill yourself. You can't think like that. You're better than that. Do y'all see this shit, bruh? That's why I say, man, I can only imagine what the world is going to be like in 2050, 2060, I'm probably not even going to be here, when we get to fucking 2070, 2080. But I can only imagine what the world is going to become at that age, man, because like I can go back to my grandma. I know my grandma probably never in her right mind, God rest her soul, thought that she would see a day with fucking phones like this, TVs like this, airplanes like this. Cause my grandma was born in like 1918. So how the shit was back then, she passed away in 2013. I can only imagine the type of shit that she's seen in her 95 years going back to the beginning up until now. But like I said, man, I hope I hope the mom goes through and sue the shit out these motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, they probably gonna have a way out and say, we can't control what he physically does. But like so many companies know, Instagram, TikTok, like they have meetings and they know the type of impact that these apps can have on people. Like we see the fucking type of impact that it has on grown fucking adults. So you can imagine somebody that's fucking, 12, 13, 14 years old. Now, of course, the apps have rules and fucking things in place to where you can't join the app unless you're a certain age, but people could lie, bro. Like kids can count. My son is 9. He can fucking count. If the app said, "Hey, you can't do this until you're 14, they're going to change the shit and they're going to put that they fucking 14 years old. So you can't avoid the shit, man. Boo for AI technology, man, because we kind of see the way it's going. So we all just trying to adapt and just try to make it out this fucking world the best way we can. Now, I do got some breaking news I'm going to get to, man. Chicago rapper Lil Durk. One more time, Chicago rapper Lil Durk was arrested on a murder for hire charge. Again, he was pulled in by the feds. Before I can get into this shit, boo, nigga. God damn. Y'all motherfuckers is rich, y'all millionaires, y'all got money, y'all got every fucking resource you have to not still live that life. And motherfuckers still want to live the street life. Nigga, god damn.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Do you still want to go to jail, nigga? Do you still want to live the hood lifestyle that motherfucker named Tyrone is living? Nigga, you moved up. As they say, moving on up. Move. Like, nigga, how far do you want to move up? And motherfuckers keep looking and reaching down to the fucking bottom. Time and time again, we see this fucking story. Now, we're going to have motherfuckers online say, well, you know, the police is out to get us, the feds. No. You are a millionaire. You are a well-known, well-recognized rapper. Your career is ascending at a rapid pace, and motherfuckers still want to go seep to the bottom. But matter of fact, let me step aside. Come on, ABC 7 Chicago. Give me the news. Give me the update on what's going on with Chicago rapper Lil Durk.
A Chicago-born rapper Lil Durk appeared before a federal judge in Florida this morning. He was arrested there Thursday in a murder-for-hire plot. Coming off his first Grammy win earlier this year, Chicago-bred rapper Lil Durk is now facing charges in connection to a murder-for-hire plot. The 32-year-old was born Dirk Banks. U.S. Marshals took Banks into custody on Thursday in Broward County. Banks appeared in federal bond court this morning. Now, details about the rapper's arrest or charges have not been released. 5 members of Dirk's Only the Family group, also known as OTF, were indicted by a California grand jury this week on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Banks' arrest comes just weeks after he was named in a lawsuit which alleges the rapper had a hand in a 2020 gang-related deadly shooting of a Chicago rapper, FBG Duck, born Carlton Weekly. Weekly was killed in the Gold Coast neighborhood by a group of masked men as he waited to enter a high-end store. 6 purported gang members were convicted of carrying out Weekly's murder. Weekly's mother spoke with ABC 7's Karen Jordan after filing the lawsuit.
Not a day goes by that I don't think about him and the life that was taken from him.
Now, Lil Durk and his team did not comment on that lawsuit. We'll be sure to update you when we learn more about the charge.
Thank you, ABC 7 Chicago. Now, man, like I said, man, how many times we got to hear black moms, black dads, brothers, sisters in our neighborhoods cry and grieve? So, boo, nigga, Chicago rapper Lil Durk, pulled in by the feds in Broward County, arrested for a murder for hire charge. Nigga, goddamn, he just got the fucking key to the city of Chicago about 4 or 5 days ago. The lady came out today. She said, you know what? The key, we taking that shit back. Because, god damn, nigga. Like, I don't follow these celebrities. I don't idolize them. But it's like, shit, bro. Like, these are the people who our kids are going to idolize. My son is 9 years old. I'm sure as he keeps getting older and, you know, he goes to school and he begins to like rappers, a lot of these motherfuckers I don't know or don't care about, he going like the Lil Durk, the fucking Quando Rondos, and all these motherfucker new drill little hip hop motherfuckers that our kids are probably going to fall in love with and become fans of. But the crazy thing now is a lot of these young rappers, especially those that are in their teens, in their 20s, mid-20s, even some of the 30s, they get arrested or they pass away, man. So I do want to I want to send some love out there, man. All the rappers, all the folks out there on the right path, please stay on that path, man. Because we see, like, time and time again, it's going to get you, nigga, you going to get caught. I speak about this time and time again, you going to get caught. I know that you watch these crime shows, First 48, Dateline, Netflix docs, and you think that you going to commit the perfect crime. You're not. You are not going to commit the perfect crime. And I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
Ooh, you a lie.
I'm not. You're not going to commit the perfect crime. So live your life, stay on the right path, man. And just, man, stay out of fucking jail, bruh. Like, some of y'all motherfuckers is too old to still be living a life where you got to go to jail and now you got to bend over and spread your ass cheeks for another motherfucker telling you to do it. You too fucking old to still want to go to jail and be confined to a fucking 6-inch cell with another motherfucker above your head farting the whole fucking night. Nigga, some of y'all too fucking old, bruh.
Brand new LCP.
Too fucking old, man. But let's keep going down the shit, man. Boo, rapper Lil Durk. You had it all. You had a career on the rise, ascending. As they said, you won your first Grammy this year. just got the keys to the city. And that's what the fuck you want to do, man. But now, let's keep going down. Now, I ain't going to touch on this shit too long, but like I said, Bow Wow's under fire because he claimed that the allegations against Diddy going to jail, it killed the celebrity party scene. Now, I know I just spoke about how people like Bow Wow started young and they grew up and they managed to stay away from drugs and, you know, abusing alcohol and substances, but they have not managed to stay away from making these dumbass fucking remarks. And again, I think some of those crimes are probably fabrications, but I believe that a lot of those are accurate crimes that happen. So I don't want to let the people who just jump out trying to make a quick buck by throwing their name, oh, did he touch me? I don't want to let them take away from the fact that there are so many crimes that I'm sure Diddy has committed where there's evidence to it. He recorded some of this shit, the fucking sex workers, the fucking sex slaves. And, you know, even in Cassie's lawsuits, it was a lot of that. Hey, you know, he forced me to do XYZ. And I believe a lot of that shit. So I don't want to let, one more time, the people who just jump out there, hey, did it touch me? Give me $1 million. The motherfuckers who just try to get a quick buck. Don't let that take away from the fucking actual factual evidence that is out there. But it's what Bow Wow had to say. God damn, nigga, you stayed away from drugs. You stayed away from abuse. And you can't read the fucking room. Bow Wow, what you said, bruh? Tell me how you're upset or saddened about the celebrity party scene being fucking ruined. Jesus Christ, nigga.
Also not the right impression or doing bad too. Do you get nervous when you see all the takedowns that are happening right now in the industry?
Me? No.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's a very, very messed up situation. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like it's crazy. Like for me, I know I haven't seen anything to like hit the news that, as far as like our industry, that made me feel some type of way like for 3 days straight. Like I can't, like nah, I would have never thought it would. If it is the end, this would be the story of how it would end. It ain't supposed to end like this. Mm-hmm. Like for me thinking on it, bruh, supposed to be on a 250-foot yacht. Just never thought I'd see it like this. Like, nah. He's like the gatekeeper to the game. To the point to where, what weekend just passed? Like BET Award weekend, it didn't, like the past two, they just didn't feel right. Because there was no motion, there was no parties. There was nowhere to go. Like,
let's be very specific between like, parties and freak-offs. No,
the industry, like the parties that we attend. Like, there's me, the Terrences,
I left before 1. I never stayed. I've only been to 2 parties and I've never seen a freak-off.
Yeah, but it shows, I think a lot of us probably never thought that.
You see, now Bow Wow ain't start off bad. A lot of what he said to start, like you on the right path. You know, you actually being compassionate. You simply talking about how shocked you are and how you could have never seen this coming. And that's where you leave it. But you don't follow up that, oh man, yo, the party scene is kind of fucked up like that. It's more to it, but I don't want to dive into more shit. It's a little long-winded, man. But like I said, man, you guys out there, man, who stay supporting your boy, the LCP. One more time, if you want to support extra, my Cash App is $NYC Story 718. My Venmo, one more time, my Venmo is lunchroomchatterpod. You guys can support your boy a little bit extra, man. Now, before I get out of here, man, some of you motherfuckers, like, y'all gotta stop taking this social media shit too serious. Now, Angel Reese, you know, she made a joke about how she lives beyond her means and how the NBA check doesn't pay for nothing. And a lot of people took that as, I guess, that she's broke and that the WNBA, that's her only source of income and that she needs to stop living beyond her means. It's a fucking joke, bruh. This is why you can't come online and joke. But I do want to put some of the blame on Angel Reese because, like, again, she had a response to what people were saying. But when you come online and you talk about your finances and your money, like, that's something you don't do. Because now you have people who can't even think fucking logically. The WNBA is not her only check. I believe she just signed a signature sneaker deal. I believe it might have been with Reebok, if I'm not mistaken. You know, she has about 9 or 10 endorsements. You know, she does a lot outside of the WNBA. Because I believe she made about $80,000 this year playing WNBA basketball, and that's not a lot, especially when you see everywhere she goes. And you know, she said, I think she said she pays $8,000 a month in rent and shit. So that's not her only source of income. Like, that is basically supplemental income in her endorsements and her sneaker deal and those type of shits. That is the major bulk of somebody's income. So you people out there, man, who can't fucking read between the lines and think, like, people now have more than one source of income because you need it. Like, even myself, I have multiple streams of income, especially now when you go through inflation. It's a lot of shit that you go through. Like, if you got one stream of income now, if that one stream is massive, then clap it up. Congrats to you. But people now have multiple streams of income. So if you got a fucking talent, you got a hobby, you got something you love doing, find a way to monetize that, but do it in a genuine way. Because like I said, man, we need multiple streams of income, especially now, man. But you guys out there, I want to clap it up, man. Like I said, man, stay supporting the LCP. I got a couple voicemails I want to dive into on the next episode. It's a couple shit I want to get to. I want to talk about a little sex, some sex shit I seen. So we're going to have a little fun, entertaining conversations on the next couple episodes. And I'm going to save, I want to talk about some Keisha Cole shit and some other shit that we going to push that to the next episode because, but you guys out there, man, who stay showing love and supporting your boy, keep it up. And again, if you love that,
brand new LCP.
spread the word.